guys, we're here at COD, here to get people's thoughts and views on gender. We have 2 interviews for you guys. Hope you enjoy.
Okay, so the question is, are gender roles changing, and should gender roles change?
I think that they are sort of changing, but they definitely should change all the way because I believe that men and women are both capable of doing everything equally.
Let's change.
They are changing. Like, there's definitely more women working than before.
Yeah.
The question, should they change? It really depends on the person, because some women do want to be stay-at-home moms.
Yeah.
Some dads want to be stay-at-home dads. So it's like, it just depends on the person, honestly.
Would you be a stay-at-home dad? See, it's hard.
Probably not, just because I don't like doing stay-at-home stuff. Like, I want to work. I mean, I want to be out and do stuff. Like, I have no problem staying at home with my kids, but
you want to have a job.
Yeah.
You want to provide for your family.
And my my wife doesn't need to be a stay-at-home mom either. She can work too, but we would have to just balance our.
Because it used to be like that. It was just like expected. Like, it was like, no, you're gonna be a stay-at-home mom.
Yeah.
Yes, but not if someone was forcing.
Good.
Do you feel that stay-at-home dads are acceptable?
Yes, I do feel they're acceptable.
Why? What do you think changed?
Because I think that if someone wants to be a stay-at-home parent, they should be able to if it's something they want.
What do you think, like, society's view on it is, though? Because, like, if there's a stay-at-home dad, like, everyone's gonna be like, yeah, that's fine. But then between dads, they're gonna be like, I don't want to be
like mainstream. I mean, they would probably look down on the dads just because, like, I watched the show actually like one time. I forgot what it was, but it was like about stay-at-home dads, and they were like, "Oh, he's lazy. Oh, this is when you should be out working."
I think it's a joke in movies sometimes too. Like, the dad will be like, "Oh, so my daughter's working, and then her husband's at home." You know?
Yeah. But and then the woman, his wife was getting criticized because people were like, "Oh, she's a bad mom," since she works all the time.
Yeah.
So it's like, I guess
that's kind of strange.
The traditional system is mom stays at home. So I guess the normal thing would be for the mom to stay and the dad to work. Like, that's what people want to see. But
but you think it's become more acceptable now? So it's not like
it has, but people still look at it as weird.
Do you think there's still people around who, like, expect their wives to, like, be stay-at-home moms?
I do.
Was your mom a stay-at-home mom? Did your dad ever talk about it?
My mom worked, and then when she had my brother, she started when she had my brother, she still worked. When she had me, she was a stay-at-home mom.
Yeah.
They had a babysitter for a while, but she just developed into a stay-at-home mom. But
Things are changing. Question. Did your parents explain what LGBTQ is to you? Like, anything about what it means to be lesbian, trans, gay, all that sort of thing? Or, like, the organization?
No, I learned about it by myself.
So, starting question. Did your parents explain LGBTQ to you? That's like, did they explain, like, what does it mean to be lesbian, gay, trans, like, all that sort of thing?
they didn't explain it. I learned that on my own.
Yeah. Did they explain, like, the organization, or do they know about the organization?
They know about it. They didn't explain it to me.
Yeah. What was it like? How do you remember, like, learning about it and that sort of
Just through, like, pop culture, like TV and stuff like that. I mean,
Have they ever, like, talked about it or anything? Like,
I asked them questions before, but they normally don't talk about it.
Is it like they'll hear about it on the news and it's like, what's like the feel of the room whenever, like, that's something, like, talked about?
My mom's not too fond of the whole gay situation. She doesn't discriminate or anything. She's just not fond of that lifestyle. My dad, I think he's more open to it, but he still doesn't agree with it.
Yeah.
So,
Well, it's interesting. Would you date someone bisexual? I know, but
No.
No? Why?
You have to give my answer for this.
No, it's okay.
My answer is silly.
Okay, well, you can give it.
Okay, because, like, I don't want to get left for, like, the opposite sex. Okay.
Would you date someone who is bisexual?
I would date a bisexual girl. Yeah.
Why though? Like what's the?
It's like, I don't know. It's like, okay. There's something kind of, I don't know what it is. It's like something attractive kind of about lesbians a little bit.
Okay.
Not all, but like some.
Okay.
And it's like, I don't mind that. So it's like, it'd just be cool.
Why do you think some people would be against it?
Because it's not normal. It's not what you're supposed to do.
Mhm.
So, yeah, like they don't want.
I have heard competition.
Yeah, and it's like if let's say you're dating a girl and she cheats on you with another girl, some people would like completely freak out
Yeah.
more so than a dude.
Yeah.
But like it's still cheating, but some people would think of it as a more severe thing. But
Would you date a trans
I don't know
person?
what I'm saying. Yeah, I would.
Would you date somebody who's transgender?
no.
Why?
Okay. All right. Now, I have no problem with people being transgender. You can be whatever you want to be. You can switch to whatever you want to be.
Okay.
But let's say it's a dude who changes to a girl.
Mm-hmm.
Technically, like, yes, you did the surgery and you are now considered a woman, but technically, like, you were born a boy. So that wouldn't sit right with me just because of that fact.
Okay.
I don't have a problem with transgenders. I don't have a problem with someone who thinks differently than me, but that's just my personal opinion.
So like physically now they're a girl, but like
Yeah, but
like
The fact that they were a guy before.
yeah,
so like
It
who
don't
they
sit right.
are, you feel is like different. Kind of like inside, do you feel like they're still a dude, or like do you feel like they?
I know they feel like a woman, and like that's why they got the surgery, but I couldn't get over that fact
Mhm.
that they were a boy.
Yeah,
So yeah,
I gotcha. Do you think a person should be allowed to transition while they're still in their teens?
I get why people would want it, but I think that they should wait until they're 18 because in terms of like male to female changes, there's certain things that like you should wait for puberty to hit before changing because of complications for the surgery. So I think it's just better to kind of let yourself develop because the people who do transition normally do other surgeries to change themselves to the opposite. So I think waiting is a better option just to make sure there's no complications.
Okay. Do you think people should be allowed, like any person should be allowed to like transition, which is like becoming transgender, transition while they're in their teens?
yeah, their parents are okay with it.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Well, the argument is that their body's not done developing and it can cause problems. Or like you could argue maturity too. Like, I mean, like when you were 18, were you as mature as you are now?
Yeah, that's a good point.
Which is,
Um,
that's still under.
But yeah, what's that girl's name? She has a TV show. She's transgender.
Jazz Jennings?
Yeah, like she did it and she's still okay. Like I feel like yes, you might not be mature enough, but you still know. Like we knew we were attracted to girls at a young age, so you can kind of tell what you are. And I mean, as far as the like your body not being done maturing or developing, if the doctor should be able to figure that out. Like
Yeah.
if they say that, then you probably shouldn't get it then. But if it's fine, then
Yeah,
I
then it
would.
becomes a legal thing, is basically.
Yeah,
what you're saying.
yeah. So if it's safe and they want to do it and their parents are cool with it, then yeah.
Transitions. Are they now the gender, and why?
Yeah, they are. Because you're not going to see someone who's, yes, they were born a certain way, but when they transition, in my opinion, they're the sex that they change to now. Because you're not going to see a male to female transgender walk into a girl's bathroom. You're not going to notice the difference. Like, they're just going to be another girl, so.
The next question, actually.
Okay.
Do you think like transgender students
Mhm.
should be allowed to like athletes, like that sort of thing, should be allowed to share locker rooms with like their respective gender? So, dude transitions to a girl.
Mhm.
Should they be able to be in the locker room changing like right next to like the other girls?
I think so, because like people are so afraid of. Like I've heard someone say, "Oh, like she's just trying to," like they think she's still a boy, so she's trying to like see. That's a lot of work to see somebody,
Yeah.
to see somebody
This is
naked.
some big
Why would
stuff.
you have a whole operation to see somebody naked? Like,
Exactly.
yeah. So I mean,
Like the
yeah, I,
bathrooms and that sort of
I
thing.
wouldn't
like-
have a problem.
Like,
Yeah,
Yeah.
The whole
That's-
predator argument.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's
Yeah.
stupid.
No. Some dude's not gonna go through all that.
Yeah,
and I
like-
understand your opinion. Yeah. Okay. So when someone transitions, do you think they're now that gender? Because we talked about this a little bit before. You're saying like physically, but like, do you think? What do you think of that? Because like bathrooms, all that sort of thing, that comes into play socially too.
Mhm.
But also we talked about the dating aspect. But
Mhm.
like, do you think they're now that gender?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Like I said, in terms of dating, like I couldn't get over the fact that
Yeah.
they were a boy, but like, yeah, they're a girl now. Like, you know, you can be whatever you want. Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Right, well, that goes in. Should people who are gay be allowed to change in a locker room or like in a bathroom or whatever with someone who is the same gender? Because it's different than the transgender one. That's more, I feel, is more extreme. But it's also it's like in the same reference, but not really. But
Like-
what allowed to? Because the argument is that like, well, it's like, well, then it'd be like a girl being in the dude's locker room
Yeah.
because it's like with your sexual interest
Mhm.
is what it basically is around. But then like the gender thing too, because they are the same gender, so that would make sense.
Mhm.
But then, in a way, they're interested in that gender, which is also sort of the point of having separate locker rooms. Otherwise, they would have guys and girls,
Yeah.
because that's one of the points. But what's your opinion?
Like personally, I had a gay dude in my gym period in high school. I wasn't around him, like my locker wasn't near his,
Mhm.
but he changed in the men's locker room.
Yeah.
It's like you shouldn't make someone go to a separate locker
Yeah.
room. Like I don't have a problem if he's checking me out and I don't know. That's kind of like I can't do anything about that. So I don't have a problem with him being in there. I just do my thing. I change and leave.
Yeah. How would you feel if he was right next to you, though?
I might feel a little uncomfortable, but like I'm not gonna
Yeah.
trip over it. Yeah, it's
Makes
like
sense.
a couple, not even 2 minutes out of my day. Just go leave.
How do you feel about equal gender pay? Do you think it's
I agree with it 110%.
Do you think it's in existence right now? Because legally it is.
No, it's not.
But legally it is.
Says who?
It's a bill that was passed by Congress.
Seriously?
Yeah. You
Like
have to.
legit?
It's like a
So like,
non-discrimination.
if I'm a psychologist,
It's like you can't
and you're a
discriminate
psychologist,
against pay.
we'll both get paid the same.
In words, yes.
Yes.
But will they actually do it?
Well, what do you think?
No.
You don't think that's actually happening?
No.
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 Well, you're right. There are a lot of cases where it's not.
I
So,
know.
well, that's just like saying you can put things into writing. But that
Okay,
doesn't
well,
mean.
I think that they should be paid equally.
Well, think about it. It's kind of like Jim Crow laws. No segregation, but there's still segregation. There's still racism. So, I mean, put into a law, you can't be racist. People shouldn't be racist. So, similar.
Do you believe women currently have equal pay?
I don't think they do.
Did you know it's actually in law that they have to?
Yeah, I did know that. I think I saw statistics saying they didn't.
Nope. A
But-
lot of time.
Yeah.
Actually, it's even in like business books that you're less likely to get hired if you have a Spanish name or if you have a woman's name.
Wow.
So you're less likely to get hired on your resume.
Wow.
Like even like in my business class, they were talking about it in the textbook that you're less likely.
So me, basically.
Yeah.
I
So
didn't
even like semester before, my history teacher was saying that the same person, like same exact qualifications, his friend who was a woman,
Mhm.
not equal pay. It's
Yeah.
pretty common.
Mhm.
So it's surprising because
It is.
it's I mean, things that are laws don't necessarily mean that they're going to be upheld. Okay, so about the Ellen thing that you were talking
Okay,
about.
so my mom actually stopped watching Ellen because she found out she was gay, and the woman on Good Morning America because she was also gay.
Yeah.
Black girl or woman. Yeah.
Which we looked up, but we don't know. But it's
Yeah.
like we were just talking about this. It's kind of strange because your parents they didn't sound like openly against it really that much. Well, like you were saying they
Mhm.
were, but like explain.
Like, okay, so they're against it. They don't like the idea of it, but they won't openly say it. Like,
Yeah.
they won't go and share their opinion to
Yeah.
someone to insult them.
They
but they'll-
definitely didn't sound mean just by like,
Yeah.
the short like introduction. But
Yeah.
it was like it's
Well-
it's understandable not being comfortable with something that you're not part of.
Yeah.
You know, or like something that's strange for like normal culture.
Yeah.
It's becoming more acceptable though, but it's
Uh-huh.
like that they're from a different time.
Yeah, like my mom is much more against it than my dad.
Yeah.
My dad seems to be more accepting, especially since he lives in California now. And
Yeah.
like there's a lot of gay people there.
Gotcha.
My mom's still like, nah.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
Okay.
but they won't. Yeah.